What is up, everybody? Welcome back to our underdog $100 to $10,000 challenge. So usually I have a bunch of wins to show in the videos, and I'm like, yeah, check us out. We had a great day. Yesterday was not one of them. So bear with me on this, man. Let's take a look at our results from yesterday. Look at this. This is the start of yesterday. We posted 6 slips for our challenge, and every single one of them missed. Valdez and Ober, we just reversed them. Like, we should have just took the over on Ober and the under on Valdez, and we would have cashed both of those. Beckers and Hamby. Hamby hooked us. We needed 1 bucket from her. She cashed. Beckers flew over her line. 44-point game. Paige Beckers absolutely destroying it. But Hamby could not get the last point. Kelsey Plum was a ball hog, and obviously, took care of that. Then we had Sandy Alcantara. We had Sandy Alcantara under 20.5 pitching outs for 2 slips. We needed him to cash 2 slips, and we got hooked. Now, when I talk about crashing out on a play, guys, this is the play that had me crashing out last night. I was about to break stuff in my house. I was wanting to throw things. I have never crashed out like that before like I did last night on sports betting. Sports betting is one of those things. Here's Ryan's tip of the day. Do not get emotional with sports betting, because I almost dropped $500 on like a play last night that I shouldn't have, and I'm very glad that I didn't. I was so mad. I wanted to get my get back and prove these under 20.5 pitching outs is where it's at. Alcantara pitched 114 pitches. That's the highest pitch count he's had all season long. He had over 100 pitches in the 7th inning and walked the first batter with over 100 pitches and somehow did not get pulled and still finishes the inning. So unlucky on that, man. It's BS, if we're being honest on that one. We got screwed on this play, but it is what it is, man. That's part of the game. That's why we keep a unit size. It just so happens that yesterday was the day we increased our unit size, and this happens. So we're going back down to our $10 units. No more $15 units until we get back to where we were. That's all I have to say, man. We lost $105 of our bankroll yesterday, which puts us down to $265, which is still way up from our start. But, man, that one hurt. That one hurt your boys' feelings bad, man. I've been putting my heart and soul into this series, trying so hard to, find a positive, or not, I'm not going to say the positive EV plays, but finding plays that I just think is going to cash and help us out. But, anyways, guys, jumping into today's picks, we are on day 9 sitting at 2.65x from our starting bankroll. But got a couple plays we're going to lock in, and we're going to play it kind of light after what happened yesterday. I don't feel like overshooting things. So I got a WNBA play, a couple of MLB plays, and then an NFL play. So we're going to start with the NFL play of the day. The one that I have locked in, well, I lied to you guys. We can't even lock in the NFL play because it got bumped. So we took Skylar Thompson at 100.5 passing yards. He got bumped to 115. I'm not going to touch that. I'm just going to be honest. We did have our man Skylar Thompson, and I played him over 88.5 if he's even on the board. Am I blind? Plummer. I'm not Skylar Thompson. He did get bumped to 91.5, so I'm probably not going to touch the bump on that either. So maybe we are just going to fade NFL. We can look at some field goals and kind of research them, but it's preseason. It's really hard. Jackson Dart's 121 passing yards. Probably not going to play that. Maybe we just fade NFL on our challenge today. We could try Skylar Thompson for a passing TD and then play our Jack Plummer right here for a 3.3x. That might not be bad. Carolina gave up a lot of passing yards in their first game. Skylar Thompson at 100. He should play the full first half. I'll give you my write-ups for these plays. I'll tell you why I like them. So the first one we'll go over is Skylar Thompson. This one's a tricky game. It's tough. It's one of those games. Aaron Rodgers has been ruled out. It leaves Mason Rudolph starting this game. Mason Rudolph's going to get a couple series, in my opinion, 1 to 2 series. Then he's not going to play anymore. And then Skylar Thompson's going to come in. Skylar Thompson looked great his first two games. He had over 100 passing yards in each of those games. The uncertainty here is going to be for Will Howard. Will Howard might play tonight. He might not play. He did fracture a bone in his right hand. He has not been fully ruled out, but I don't see why they would risk more injury on him on a game that's meaningless in preseason. So I don't think he's going to play, but who knows, man. Skylar Thompson's fighting for a roster spot here. He's going against a team that gave up 50 points in their first 2 games, and I just think Skylar Thompson has a good game. So I'll take his passing touchdowns here. The 15.5-yard bump I'm not going to touch. I mean, it would be dumb to take that. But we could risk a unit on the passing TDs. I'm not scared to risk a unit on this because I do think he could throw for a passing TD tonight. And then with Jack Plummer, I got Plummer at 85.5 passing yards. He did get bumped by 6. This one's not one that I'm scared of the bump. Looking at Plummer, starting tonight for Carolina, they're sitting both Bryce Young and Andy Dalton tonight. This leaves the only other quarterback on the roster being Bryce Perkins. Bryce Perkins just got signed to the team. They signed him as the fourth quarterback after Dalton's injury. He had an elbow injury. Plummer should get the entire first half. I personally think he plays a little bit into the third quarter. I don't think Perkins is going to play for an entire half just because I don't think he's had time to learn this entire offense or whatever. I don't think they're going to give him an entire half. So I do think Jack Plummer gets majority of this game, 91.5, and especially 85.5, where we already locked him in. It's just good value. I'm going to lock it in. So we'll put $10 on this one. It does win us 33. I think it's worth the risk on it because I do like these plays. But anyways, that's what we got. You can play other plays if you want. You can take field goals made or something like that. But I'm going to take the passing TD for a man, Skylar Thompson, and just hope we get lucky on that one. Next play, we have WNBA. So I had a couple plays on WNBA that I liked. Unfortunately, Underdog has not given us the options to buy down like Kiki or any game from the Washington game. I like Tina Charles tonight if you buy her down. I like Kiki if you buy her down. Sonya's not a bad play if you buy her down, but their original lines I'm a little bit worrisome on. Kiki at 13.5 points is not a bad line, but it is going to be a little bit more sweaty. Remember, we just took Kiki under 15.5 points, and she had 18 points, shot 9 free throws. She's one of those players that can do it. I like Kiki. 13.5 points versus the Connecticut. Connecticut gives up a decent amount of points, so it's not a bad matchup by any means, but 13.5 points is there. We could risk it there for her. I do like, who was it? Aja Wilson at 34.5 PRA versus the Mercury. And we've already talked about this in the past. Aja Wilson versus the Mercury, man. She just has the Mercury's number every game. Now, I'm not saying she will this time, but you can look at their head-to-head data. PRA, we have it at 34.5. Head-to-head data, she's cashed 6 straight games versus the Mercury, averaging almost 50 PRA. Last 2 games this season, 51 and 47 PRA those 2 games. This is not a team that gives up a lot of stats. They have a good defense, but Aja Wilson just finds a way every single game versus them. So I will be risking a 34.5 PRA for her. You can lock these in for a 2.55x. You can play some other plays if you want. You can take like Alyssa Thomas down to 11.5 points. I like this one. I think this is a nice little 3-man for a 3x. We could play this. You can take Kiki out and you have a 1.7x. There's a lot of ways you can do this. You can round robin them. I'm not going to be doing running around robins in this challenge just because I don't think that's going to be the best way to build our bankroll. I like this slip a lot. So we can pull Alyssa Thomas up. It's a 1.7x, obviously, but 11.5 points, man. She's been pretty consistent on that. She's cashed it 9 of her last 10 games, 76% of games on the season. Head-to-head, 3 straight games versus the Aces. She had 14, 16, and 15 points per game in those games. She's averaging 12 field goal attempts per game over her last 10. It has went up to 12.2 versus the Aces is 8.3, but over the last 3 games this season, she's had 10+ in every single game. Her minutes are sitting around 32 minutes per game, getting plenty of playing time, going against a team that gives up a lot of points. Alyssa Thomas is just one of those players that like 11.5 points I could run. So I like this play. I think we're going to run this. I think we're going to do 1.5 units on this play, so it'll be a $15 play instead because I think this is a good one to run a unit and a half on. And then I think we're going to play a different line with Kiki. So with Kiki, we might run her with an MLB play. I like strikeouts. I don't think they have pitching outs on the board. They released pitching outs, so we can look at these live. Let's do this to begin with. So let's go ahead and see if there's any at 20.5. Perkins, we can't. Obviously, Lorenzen, we're not going to be able to get 20.5. Imanaga, maybe. Under 20.5 for Imanaga. We're going to look at that one for sure. Priester under, man. I'm so happy they dropped these, even though 20.5 has been a little bit worrisome for us lately. Mackenzie Gore, can't get him under 20.5. Dylan Cease, can't get him under 20.5. Verlander, can't get him under 20.5. Maybe Sonny Gray. No, I can't do that. So the only one we have 20.5 on is going to be for our man Shot at Imanaga. This will give us a 2.38x. Let's take a look at Imanaga right real quick for 20.5. See how many times this season he's been over. I know Imanaga is not a bad pitcher at all for the Cubs. The Cubs have been looking pretty dang good. They are going versus the Brewers though, man. The Brewers have been super hot lately. Under 20.5. He's only been over 4 games this season. 72% hit rate on this. He's averaging 86 pitches per game. He doesn't have a long leash going against the number. I gotta take it, man. There's no way I don't play this play. I'm playing this twice. There's no way I don't take Imanaga under. I'll put $10 on this play, and then I'll play Imanaga with something else. So let's take Imanaga one more time. Shot at Imanaga. We'll play him with like a strikeout play or something. So I did have strikeouts on the board that I liked. I do like Patrick Corbin over 2.5. And I do like, what's his name? Jason Alexander over 2.5 as well. So you can play these together, have another double up. We could play just one slip. Let's see. Which one do I like better? I think I like Alexander to get 3 better than I do. So we could put 2 units on this one, and it'll be a $30 slip. It'll be a unit. What's the payout on Patrick Corbin at 2.5? Let's see the difference. Is it better to take him? So 0.7, this gives us a 1.68x, which would win $33, be $13 profit instead. I like Patrick Corbin at 2.5Ks as well. Corbin has been getting lit up, but he's been pretty dang consistent on this play, if we're being honest. So let's pull up Corbin, Ks, 2.5. He's cashed it, you can see 78% on the season. Last few games he got lit up versus the Royals. Royals strike out 23rd in the league over the last 30 games at a 24% strikeout rate, which is pretty dang good. Jason Alexander was the other one. We got to figure out. I probably lean toward Alexander more for the Ks, if we're being honest, because you're getting a 2K discount. He's cashed it every single game. He has a long leash. He's pitching 6 innings per game pretty much, going against the Orioles. Orioles strike out a decent amount as well. But I'm going to risk it for Patrick Corbin, man. I think we're going to go with Corbin just because the payout's better. I'm going to put 2 units on this play. I'm going to do that. I know a lot of you guys aren't going to like 2 units on this play. I do like Corbin at 2.5 as well with Jason Alexander over 3.5Ks. If you want to take this is another double up play, or we can lock him at 2.5Ks, and I think it's like a 1.6x. So we could put a unit and a half on this one maybe and profit almost a full unit on that one. I think we need to play it safe, man. I would just hate if Alexander got 4Ks and we could have got a way better payout on this one, because this would give you a double up, which would be an extra $6. Is it worth it though? $6? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I know it's like percentage-wise, it's a good difference, but we could take Corbin off and play a different pitcher. It's tough, man, because I'm trying not to have another losing day. Dylan Cease is a good one. Cease at 5.5Ks is probably another good one. Could play him with Corbin. That's a 1.54x, which obviously isn't a super high. I think I like Corbin 2.5Ks more than I like Cease, though, and it's a higher payout. Like, I think this is where we go. I know Corbin's not a high strikeout pitcher by any means, but I do think we're going to go with this. I might just put $10 on it, and it's only $6 profit. We could maybe add Imanaga Ks. Gives us the double up. How's the Imanaga Ks look? We could run a 3-man and maybe play it that way and just hope we get lucky on that. So Ks, Imanaga over 3.5. He's cashed 13 of 18 games on the season. Obviously, Shada's average is 7.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. He had 8 his last game versus the Brewers. Brewers don't strike out much. So 4Ks versus a team that doesn't strike out much and a team that could light Imanaga up. Maybe that's not the best play. Like I said, we're doing this live, man. We got Quinn Priester. Priester we can get at 2.5Ks as well, which is, I mean, dude, that's a pretty good line if we're being honest. Priester. I don't think Priester strikes out a ton, but we can take a look here at 2.5Ks. So Priester averages 7.26 strikeouts per 9 innings, going against a team that strikes out not very often. Head-to-head data, he had 3 his last game. He's cashed just 90% of games on the season. Priester, I think we played versus the Mets. It's a tough one, man. It's a tough one because adding a third leg really just kind of messes this all up. That's a 1.6x. I think we just do this. I think we just do a unit and a half on it and take the $9 profit. I think that's what I'm going to do, and I think that's what we got for today. So here's going to be our live pick 'em. We got, what was that, 35, 45, 60. We got $70 in total fees, which is a little over 25% of our bankroll. I like all of these, man. If somehow we do sweep, our payout ends up being well over that. Usually it shows the payout here, I thought. Does it not show the payout? See payout details. Anyway, that's what I got for today, guys. Those are the plays I like. We're going to lock them in, hope we get lucky. Hopefully Patrick Corbin doesn't screw us, and then Imanaga doesn't screw us, because if those two screw us, then we're going to have a rough day today. But I think both of those are pretty safe plays. Patrick Corbin has been getting lit up, but I just think 3Ks is too low for a starting pitcher like that who's been pitching around 6 innings. And did we even pull Patrick Corbin up on here? I'll show you. It's versus the Orioles, man. It's versus Baltimore. Baltimore is, or not. That's Jason Alexander. This is versus the other Royals. I mean, Royals haven't been that scary either. 78% hit rate, head-to-head is at 3 and 4Ks both games. I think we've already looked at this. Obviously, yeah, we did, because they strike out 24% of the time in the last 30. But anyways, good matchup in my opinion in terms of strikeout rate. Corbin should get 3Ks in my opinion. Like to play here a lot. I would never take his under 2.5Ks pretty much any starting pitcher. But that's what we got for today, guys. Lock them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. Hopefully tomorrow we can come back and have close to a $300 bankroll or more, depending on how well we do today. But anyways, see you guys in tomorrow's video after hopefully we cash.